Dan Hudock, Handler Training. How are we?
I don't know, John. Some days I wonder.
Clearly, this is one of those days.
But no, I'm fine.
All right. All right. So, PTS, Dan, let's talk about playing by the rules versus following your instincts and maybe the marriaging of the two of them as we go. So, I see this a lot in people that start in a role in sales, and for a period of time, they stick to the process that they're given. And then they try and morph it a little bit more into their own. And they do it behind the follow my instincts, follow my gut, adjust to what I've learned sort of thing. And sometimes that's good. And sometimes that just destroys them because they get away from the things they have to be doing. But I think that being instinctual in sales is really, really important at the same time. So can you talk about the best way to stay to the core and the discipline side, but allowing your instincts to guide you somewhat?
It's really hard because
It is.
there's the old adage, it was working and then I stopped doing it.
Yep.
Why? Well, I think we try to get trickier, we
Yep.
become more complex and all of that fun stuff. But there's another thing that's a little more devious there, and that is sometimes following the rules or the systems that are in place take courage, take
Yes.
gumption, take and we're looking for the easy way out. So, for example, someone asks you for a quote earlier in the process, and you know your system is not to give a quote till later. That's hard to interact that way with the prospect. It's so much easier to say, sure, I'll
Yeah, of
give.
course.
Having said all of that, I think there's something to experience though. And people that have been doing a certain role in sales or management for a long time, there are places and times in a sales process where you just know, hey, I'm not going to push back on this.
Yes.
I'm going to allow. So, for example, yeah, I know how to respond when a prospect says, "Hey, can you send me some references?" I know, and I can have those conversations. But I just had one last week where I could just tell, and I don't know how to explain this. I could just tell it's not appropriate here. So I'm like,
Yep.
sure, I'll get one to you. And I just kind of knew, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes you have to allow that experience to take part of it as also.
Yeah, and I think letting that play in the role, but not getting so far away from the things you know you have to do, because to your point, we may mask it in, well, I have more experience, so I can do it better, differently.
Mm.
It's really masked behind, I don't want that structure anymore.
Yeah.
I want to, but that structure is what built what you had.
Hmm.
So don't abandon it.
Don't abandon it, but feel
Yes.
free to use your experience in certain situations to maybe not necessarily
Yes.
follow it to a T.
There we go.
See this in sports a lot. Someone in football that runs a certain pattern all the time, and they practice and practice and practice, but they get into a game and something's changed, or something
Yes.
inside of them goes, I think I need to go a little bit more to the right than normal, and it turns into a big play.
Yep. There we go. All right, everybody. See you again tomorrow.
Have a good one.